Hey, what's up, family? I was sent a list by a dear friend of a bunch of topics that they would like me to discuss. And the first topic that jumped out to me was how to find peace in the midst of the storm, in the midst of chaos. In light of the circumstances that our country finds itself in, the world finds itself in, we need to have this conversation. First and foremost, you cannot control what's going on around you. You can't control the social problems, the political problems. You can't control anything other than your reactions, your responses to situations. That's all that you can control is your responses to certain situations or to all situations. I have a mindset that says everything is always working out for me. I believe that to the core. And the reason why I believe that is it doesn't matter how bad it is, how chaotic it is, everything that we face, everything that we experience is to get us to grow. And so you have to understand that. That has to be like, first and foremost, that has to be the foundation of your belief system. That everything we face is to get us to grow. We have to get out of the victim mentality. We have to get out, woe is me, and the world is against us, and these people are attacking me. It's not reality. It's a belief system, but it's not real. Okay? And so whatever we're going through, it's to get us to grow up emotionally. Whatever we're going through is to get us to move beyond where we're at. And so when we look at life from that perspective, everything here is to help me grow. Then that means there's nothing bad. If everything is intended to get you to grow, then everything is all good. It might hurt, it might be uncomfortable, but the reality is I know that the end result is going to be for my benefit. And so when I look at the situations, when I look at my circumstances, and it may be chaotic, the chaos is me not accepting the fact that there's a lesson in this situation for me to learn. That's all the chaos is. The chaos is me not coming to grips with the fact that this is class. This is my learning time. This is a lesson that I'm being taught. And I don't want to see it as a lesson that I'm being taught. I want to look at it as I'm being victimized. I want to look at it as you're doing me wrong. I want to look at it as you people are just acting up and just the world's falling apart and it's just everything's bad. I want to look at the situation that way because I've been taught to look at situations that way. That's normal for me. It's not real, but that's normal. And so we have to change that perspective. We have to change our mind frame from that negative situation, that negative connotation, to a positive one. And the positive thing is that whatever it is, it don't matter. It's all going to work out for my good. It's all going to work out for my benefit. And I don't care what it is. It's all going to work out for my good. And I'm not saying that as somebody that hasn't gone through things. I've been through a lot of chaos. I've been through a lot of traumatic events in my life. A lot. And every single one of those events that I've gone through has helped me grow tremendously. I didn't realize it at the time. I fought against it because I wanted to play the victim role. I wanted to hold on to my anger and my victim mentality. And so that's where the chaos came in at. Because I didn't respond to the situation the way that I should have. And so when we look at life from the perspective that everything I'm going through is to help me grow, regardless of what it is, every situation is to help me move beyond where I'm currently at. It's to help me gain some insight, to help me gain some wisdom. That's the only reason why we go through these different events. That's the only reason why we go through things in life. Is to help us grow. And so when you come into that understanding that everything is teaching us something, everything is our teacher, that eliminates the chaos, because you understand that it's not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. And so that makes you a little more receptive to whatever it is that you got to go through. And because you're more receptive to it, you're more inclined to understand and learn the lesson that you need to learn, which means that you're able to move out of that situation a whole lot faster. Because the more you fight it, the more you got to go through it. The more you ignore it, the more you're going to have to go through it. That's where the chaos comes in at. You're fighting the situation. You're resisting the lesson. So how do you have peace in a chaotic situation? Understand that the situation is not bad. Regardless of what it is, understand that there's something that you're supposed to learn from that situation. That's hard to grasp. That's hard to believe. When you're resisting what's going on, when you're fighting against what's going on, when you don't want to have to go through that situation. You can fight it all you want. You can ignore it all you want. The more you fight it, the more you ignore it, the more you resist it, the longer you're going to find yourself in that situation until you deal with that situation. And there's only one way to deal with that situation in a healthy manner. And that's to accept the fact that there's something in that situation that you're supposed to learn. And learn that lesson. You're not going to get past without going through the lesson. You're not going to get passed on to the next lesson until you learn that lesson. You're not going to get out of that situation until you learn the lesson. And this is why we could be in relationship after relationship, job after job, going through the same chaos, going through the same hell, because you refuse to learn the lesson. And when you refuse to learn the lesson, you can't have any peace. When you refuse to acknowledge that there's something that you're supposed to learn in this situation, you will never have peace in that situation. And so you would always see it as being chaotic. You will always see your environment as chaos, because you're looking at it from a negative connotation or with a negative mind frame. You're looking at it from the mind frame of it's all bad. There's nothing good here. And that's not true. You can have peace in every situation, in any situation. You can have peace. And the peace is humbling yourself, realizing that you don't know everything, and there's some things that you have to learn. You need to learn. And before you can move forward to the next lesson, you have to learn this right here. You can't go forward until you learn this. Because every lesson in life is built upon the previous lesson. So there is no skipping lessons. There is no I'll come back to this lesson later. No, you're going to keep going through it until you get it. The hardest thing for us to do out of habit is change our mind, change the way we see life. Stop thinking negative. Stop thinking as a victim. Stop thinking that life sucks. Stop thinking that the world's messed up. When you realize that every situation you find yourself in is a beautiful lesson for you, it gives you complete peace. It gives you peace of mind. It makes you feel loved. It makes you feel valued. That you're being helped in this life journey as opposed to somebody trying to keep you down, as opposed to you feeling like the world is against you. And so you get all these trials and tribulations thrown at you to keep you down. No. You're getting these things to elevate you. You're getting these things to make you better. You're getting all these things to give you some wisdom, some knowledge, and some understanding, to teach you humility and patience and forgiveness, gratitude, all these other beautiful things in life. That's why we go through the stuff that we go through. I love you guys. Peace.